Okay guys, I'm gonna let y'all know how far to go down. I've got this sinker right here, this sinker to this reel on the line, the sinker on the line to this reel is 6 foot. So from this sinker to this line is 12 feet. Now up from there, I've got about 3 feet up is I've got this little, what do they call these? They're bobber stops. And I think they're called a bead bobber stop, and you just put them on your line and you slide it to where you want it to go. Now I've got a 3 foot leader, so I want to be 12 foot down, so I've got that 3 feet above my reel, and that's going to get me in the ballpark. And then I'm just going to play around with it, you know, when it gets down there. So I'm going to let that go all the way down until that I see that bead enter the water, and I know I'm going to be approximately 12 feet down. So I want to stay above them to start out, and I'm gonna let that down. I can see that bobber stop go all the way down, and right there it's at the water. So right where that bobber stop is 12 feet down approximately. I should be right about on top of it. There's one. That's a good one. Man, crappie has been real tough lately, especially not having a whole lot of time to go get on them and see where they're at. I'm just out here drifting around this stump that's down here. That's a good 10 inches at least. Let's measure, see if I'm right. I like to keep myself honest. Officially 10 1/4 with that mouth closed all the way up. One of my commenters suggested that I need a big fish basket a while back, and I thought that's a pretty good idea. And I think maybe that's what he was talking about right there, is a basket like that. It's got some pool noodles that is keeping it afloat, and it's just a laundry basket. These fish have moved deeper this year than last year. They're about 15 feet deep as opposed to 6 to 10 feet deep. And what I test that to is the algae bloom in the water clearing up earlier this year, I guess, due to just not a whole lot of rainfall. And the algae has bloomed out here, and it's just changed things. That's what I'm going to blame it on anyway. I've got this bait caster. So what I got going on here is kind of a rig. Maybe I'm the only one that uses this, I don't know, but it's a bait caster reel, and this is, I believe, a medium spinning 7 foot rod right here, and I've got 20-pound test braid as my main line, and to the end of my main line I've got a clip tied to that, and it's probably a Palomar knot. Then I've got a swivel with the clip on it, and I believe this is 12 or 17-pound test monofilament with a slip sinker on it. And I really don't even have to have this. This could be put up here on the braid, but it may be better to be on the monofilament rather than the braid, because it could wear the braid down. So I've got that in there, and I could change to a 1/4 ounce sinker if I wanted to. And I've got a swivel without the clip on the bottom of that, and that would be tied on with a Palomar. And then I've got another swivel with the clip tied on with a Palomar, and I've got about a 3 or 4 foot test This is 4-pound test. I really could go with the 8-pound. I wish I had it because I could possibly pull out without breaking my jig off. And if anything, I'll lose this jig down here if I get hung up, and then I could just retie a jig. And then I've got some more leaders that I made up at home that I brought with me. I'm racing against the clock this morning before it gets too hot. It is summertime, so it's been a hot week. I don't think it's going to be as hot this week as it was last week. Last week was a scorcher. We'll probably have more humidity this week with lower temperature. Bam, there he is. That's another good one. Catch some 10-inch fish all day long, I tell you what. They're certainly biting better than they have been in the past, and I hope that they keep it up and not just decide they want to shut off on me. Guys, I'm using a pink head because that's all I got. Normally I use a chartreuse, but it seems like the pink head is working pretty good. And that white Bobby Garland, that's a swimmer tail, I think is what they call it. I'll pull it up here directly and show y'all. I'm just gonna reel that in so I can let that rod tip go down, and I'm gonna keep that bobber stop right there at the surface of the water down there. And if this shuts down, I'll go try a few other places. I know they're hanging out about 15 feet down. Another good one. Right in the top of the mouth. Man, when they get in there, I just about got to use my pliers on them. Well, that just fell out as soon as I grabbed my pliers. That's at least, that may be about 11 inches right there. That's a good one. In the fish basket. I'm gonna go right back down there to it. My jig needs to be adjusted a little bit. Ouch. Ouch. And it's starting to get a little torn, so I'm gonna go ahead and change it out. If it starts to look like that, and you can't get it up on there, it's time to go ahead and change it out. So I don't have just a few of these swimmer tails. I got some original shad in this color, but not the swimmer tails. I don't know if that's gonna make a difference or not. All right, right back down there to it. There it is. Got him. The river's pretty low right now, about 7 feet when I checked it this morning. I didn't really look at the time on it to make sure it was accurate. I think I was a little bit in a hurry getting out of the house. Today's July the 3rd, and I think I started out here about 6 a.m. Sun rises 5:30, or actually about 6, you know, but you start getting that daylight right about 5:30. It's important to get out here early as you can in the summertime, just unless you like the heat. One reason I like this bait caster on here is it's pretty much one-handed operation to let it down. I don't have to fool with a bell. No one hits, all I have to do is just reel it up. If you're ready to let it back down, just hit the button and let it go down. Gotcha. Oh yeah. Good one. Man, he just, that's another good one. All right, guys, I think I ended up with about 9 or 10 here. All 10 inches or better. And that sun is just right over there. It's almost like I could reach out there and touch it. It's getting hot. It's 9 o'clock, and it's time to get on out of here. I went around 5 different places, and they were all there except for one place. So they're about 10-15 feet deep. And unfortunately, this time of the year, you got to have some kind of electronics to be able to find your spot. They're a little deeper this year than it was last year, and I believe it's because the water clarity has cleared up a little more than it was last year, and they've gone a little bit deeper. So I appreciate you guys watching. Appreciate all the support y'all giving me. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up and subscribe if you like fishing, especially crappie fishing. And I will see y'all on the next video. God bless y'all.